trust your crypto assets to centralized exchanges that actively sell your private information and front-run your trades? Would you like to buy and sell your assets without any middlemen, intermediaries, or robots? Do you like paying slippage, fees, and having the price go up as bots steal from you on low-liquidity decentralized exchanges? The solution is rejuve.ai. Set your guaranteed buy or sell price. No middlemen, no slippage, no bots, ever. Buy or sell 1, 10, or even 10 million tokens, and you never have to worry. OTC trades are between you and the seller or buyer, guaranteed by audited smart contracts and no human middlemen. Nodemarket.io.
So I tried that other music wasn't as good as we would like it to be.
No,
Let's try daydreaming.
You're gonna try another one?
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
Do you feel like you're dreaming?
Something. I feel something. Hold on.
Oh,
they dropped a beat.
yeah.
That's like a dream beat.
Let's just keep that dream beat going for this fine
there we
holiday.
go.
This is a holiday. Have that dream beat.
Yeah.
Dream beat.
Check this out. Donna sent me a shirt. Sleeves are for winter.
Oh,
Can you read that? Anyway,
I thought it was going to be something else when you pulled that up. That's good. Winter.
Sleeves are. What did you think? Sleeves are for.
Doesn't matter what I thought. Doesn't matter what I thought. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It's a beautiful color. Anyway, a beautiful color. It's kind of cool to see, and you probably see this too. On let me see if I can go to it over here.
It's kind of a holiday today.
It's kind of a holiday, not really. No, just kidding. It's a holiday. Come on. Kind of a holiday. It's a big holiday. Hey, you know what? My kids always start school like the week before Labor Day, and then they get off Labor Day weekend. It's like, why not just wait till after Labor Day weekend to start school? Anyway, it's kind of cool to see over at NLeap, see the equilibrium kind of price itself out, you know? So if you want to buy Leap tokens, you still up here, you can buy them for like 5 cents, it looks like. If you wanted to sell Leap tokens, you can sell them for 0.0425, almost a double on your money already. That's pretty crazy. So it's kind of cool. We've had a couple orders go through at 6 cents, 4, 3, 5.5 cents, 5.5 cents, 5 cents, 5 cents, 5 cents. So about 5 cents is where it's kind of equilibriumized for now. We'll see if that kind of moves up. It's kind of cool to, anyway, marketplace stuff, right? There's one thing that I wanted to remind everybody about that I got a couple of questions, and then we worked through submissions with somebody over the weekend. Kind of related to this, but not. But this is a good reminder on how your MetaMask wallet works. If you are, let's say you lost your MetaMask wallet and you need to restore it or whatever. Let's say, okay, so this is how this works. So let's say I have this wallet with 4 accounts in it, right? And I wanted to restore my wallet. If I come in here and let's just say that I don't have this wallet restored, and I go install the MetaMask and I say restore wallet and I put in my private keys, it's going to restore account 1 and 2, but it's not going to restore account 3, right? Because it has $0 in it. So that's when MetaMask stops restoring accounts. Now, if I had money in account 4, which I have labeled as layer swap right now, if I had money in account 4, it still wouldn't install account 4. What it does is it installs accounts all the way up until it finds a 0 balance, and then it stops, okay? And then in order for you, let's just say that it stopped right here on account 2. If you wanted to install account 3 and 4, all you do is add account. And it re-adds account 3, and it will add this exact same address, and it'll re-add account 4, this exact same address. Now, when you go add new account 5, that would be a new account, like that you don't have yet. So just remember that if you're installing a private key that you, or restoring a private key that you hadn't already. Now, if you have a private key and you restore that wallet, it will always restore that same set of wallets no matter where you restore it, okay? No matter what. So if you take that private key and I have it on this computer here and I want to go restore it on my laptop, I can do that. And that's fine. It'll restore these 4 accounts right here on my laptop. Now, people are asking about like Ledger. So if I wanted to add a hardware wallet, I would just hit this and I can add one of my Ledger accounts as a 5th account. It would protect it. So like basically it accesses the public address that's on my Ledger. And then anytime I did a transaction with account number 5 on here, I would have to sign it with my Ledger. Now, let's assume that I have account 1, account 2, and I want to protect those with my Ledger. That can be done. That can be done. It's a long process, but it can be done. And the way that we end up doing that is we restore our MetaMask wallet to our Ledger, and then we restore our MetaMask on here and connect these accounts from the, anyway, I'm going to do a whole video showing you how to do that, but it's possible. I just want to let you know. So if you end up having some accounts that you originally set up on your MetaMask, you're like, oh man, I wish those were protected with the physical touch of a Ledger or a Trezor or whatever hardware wallet you use. You can do that in a roundabout way, and I can kind of show you guys how to do that. But just kind of remember those things. We had a little bit of trouble over the weekend with some people trying to restore the wrong seed phrase, and so they were like, "Oh crap!" Anyway, so we got it figured out. They restored the correct seed phrase. They found all their money. They were happy. I think jumping up and down. Anyway, it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing over the weekend.
Do you want to know what the bigger news is?
Bigger than that? There's nothing bigger than that.
I quit playing Population 1.
What? It did. The people just finally got to you, huh?
No, I kind of felt like I had vanquished everybody I wanted to I had proven to myself that the people I wanted to kill, I could kill whenever I wanted to kill them. Like, I had killed my heroes. You know, they say never meet your idols, Brandon.
Yeah.
Never meet your idols.
Yes.
So then I was reading in one of the chat groups, and they said there's a new game that's more difficult.
Then more difficult than Population 1?
Yes.
Get out of here.
Yeah. And the more weapons, they're true. Like the loading of each weapon is completely actually accurate. Like it's not like spammy. So I was like, okay, cool. And you have to actually use the sights. You can't just spam the rifles and stuff. I was like, oh, this sounds good.
Oh,
it's called
yeah.
Veil, and they just released it about in March. So it's not like people have a year or 2 year head start. So it's only been out, and they have
same level
league, Brandon, a professional league.
And you can like win prizes and make money.
I mean, they showed the Veil World Championships. They won like 20,000, which no, you can't really make money, but you can. But you could be a pro. You could actually be a pro. How
cool would that be? You know, back when I used to do gaming videos and stuff, they used to fly me around. I used to go around to all like those professional things, you know, the professional competitions. It was actually pretty cool. They spend a lot of money on that kind of stuff. It's esports. It's a big thing.
Yeah. Well, I just think it's cool because I'm a rookie again. I'm brand new. So for any of those few of you, I mean, basically I'm talking to Howard. All right, Howard, download Veil. It's $15 and start training in Veil. And then we can play together because you can put squads together of like 6 and then you can play with your same squad over and over.
Nice.
Yeah. I would say Brandon, but I just don't know if he's good at those kind of games.
I'm not capable. You know this.
You're probably good at role-playing games where you like roll a dice.
I'm good at simple games like where I could touch a screen and be like, okay, then let's wait a second. Hold on. Okay, there you go. Like chess, right?
Yeah. And the good thing too is these are all these are only VR games, so it's not like people with PCs, at least yet, are going to be scamming you with technology because the PCs, they can install like aimbot software and all sorts of crap like that. It's a real kick in the the jewels. All right,
Bill, we get this question every stream. Now this is like every stream now, so we're good. Maybe I should just make a video, Nick.
Bill, this is the video. Okay, listen, everyone.
No, but Nick, we do this video every stream too. We do the exact same thing. Okay, this is the video
for Bill. This is the video for Bill to move
So let's just
AGIX
say,
to fetch.
hey, welcome to today's tech tip video. Let's imagine we have some AGIX in our wallet and we want to convert it to ASI. Fetch, right? ASI equals fetch forever.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Hold on, Brandon. Hold on. Ready? Hold on.
So let's just say we have some AGIX in our wallet and we want to convert it to fetch. So we're going to hit in, we have 5,000. It says insufficient balance, but your balance would say you have 5,000 AGIX. It's going to convert to 2166 ASI. I know it says fetch here, but what they really mean is ASI. ASI equals fetch. I would hit bridge. It would probably say bridge right here, right? Bridge. And then I would hit that. I would sign it in my wallet. Bam, done. Okay, now here's the other thing. Let's imagine, and this is a whole different scenario. We wanted to convert ocean to fetch. Oh wait, that's actually the exact same thing. Okay, so I'd put, no, let's just say, because I'm going to make it different. Let's say I have 6,000 ocean though. That makes it different. And then we want to convert it to ASI. We would just put in 6,000. It automatically converts there. And then I would go bridge. I wish I had some ocean so I could do this for real, but I don't. Anyway, I go bridge and it'd be, oh, insufficient balance. But mine would say bridge and I would sign it in my wallet. It would pop up in my MetaMask wallet up here and I would go bridge. Boom, done. We're done. 2 seconds.
That's it. Bill, you just got a video, buddy. You just got yourself a video.
Bill left before he got his video. He came in, asked the question, left.
Yeah, he bailed out. Well, he's probably swapping tokens right now as we speak.
Oh, he probably did it live. He probably did it live. Man, to do something live whilst talking about it, that's a big day. It's a holiday, people. We're excited. Anyway, we're glad we're here. Woo! We got a lot of
holidays
stuff to talk about.
Caffeine.
Oh, you can only have caffeine on holidays? Is that your rule?
Well, every day's a holiday.
Yes. Every day's a holiday. Every day.
Okay.
Oh.
I actually saw an article that I wanted to bring up. Let me see if I can. Oh, you know what? I may have to do a shenanigan. Do we have anything else in front of the wall, or do we want to do, since it's a holiday, do we want to do everything exposed and bare to the public? Have we ever tried such a thing?
That seems exciting, right? We could do that. We could do that.
I want to. You may have seen this Bitcoin over the weekend. It got dumped down to what, 57 and change. God damn it!
Pull it up.
I don't want to open up Open Table. I don't want Open Table.
What's Open Table?
It's where you can get reservations at restaurants and stuff like that.
Oh, I know Open Table. That's on my American Express card. I get points if I do that.
Really?
Yeah. Something.
Okay. Well, what I've got is a story about the Bitcoin. Bitcoin bounces back from 57,000 as exchange reserves hit multi-year low, which is kind of cool because when you hear everyone, I'm going to put it up. When you hear everyone saying that the sky is falling and blah, 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 and maybe it isn't. And then, Brandon, you can go back to your chart in just a second, but I just figured I would.
This is better.
I figured I would read y'all in. Cryptocurrency exchange worldwide now hold just 2. And I thought this was going to be an issue last year. I kept thinking we're going to get to a point, and I think the big mark is 1 million. When exchanges all around have 1 million Bitcoin left, the shit is going to hit the fan. So right now, all the exchanges worldwide hold 2.39 million Bitcoin, down by a quarter from their 2020 peak. All right. Bitcoin slipped to 24-hour low around 57,250 Monday morning before staging recovery to over 58,000. Great. Who cares? It dropped to a low 57,257 before recovering, trading flat on the day, down 8.6% on the week amid continuing outflows from investment products and a prevailing trend of declining exchange reserves, which, again, the declining reserves thing creates a scenario where volatility increases, spreads increase because you have less Bitcoin, less to transact, it's less liquid, which means the ups are higher and the downs are lower. It gets more chaotic. Let's see. The head at Nexo said, which isn't that guy been arrested? Anyway, whatever. They always interview these guys post crime, right? Like Arthur, all these guys all the Tether guys that got arrested, they have tons of articles. They're like, well, what do you think about the market? Oh, well, I just counterfeit and make USDT and just make whatever market I want. So, okay, whatever. Anyway, the head at Nexo said the sharp decline in Bitcoin prices over the past weekend can be attributed to market anxiety, surrounding the upcoming release of U.S. non-farm payroll data and its potential impact on the Federal Reserve's monetary policy. So that's what kept everyone up at night tonight. I know that kept everyone up last night. You guys were like, oh shit, man, U.S. non-farm payroll and the Fed's monetary policy. That's why I'm not pulling the trigger on Bitcoin. Bullshit.
It's so funny.
What a really dumb thing. That's like,
it's like the chart people, dude.
You know, Brandon, you know why people didn't buy Bitcoin this weekend? Did you see the price of chocolate chip cookies? It's holding everyone back.
Totally related, right?
Yeah. I mean, like, what are you talking about? Yeah. And mascara. With the Federal Reserve Open Market Committee meeting looming, investors are bracing for new economic data that could significantly influence the Fed's decision. No, nothing's influencing nothing. The Fed's already said they're cutting. They basically said they would have cut. They wanted to cut in July. They're going to cut in September. The economic data continues to stockpile worse, and the data that's good always gets marked down about a month later or 2 months or 3 months later by a significant portion, usually about 30%. So even GDP, the one thing you're like, oh, GDP, you can't cook that. There's no way to cook that. Well, that's not so true either. Government spending is a huge part of GDP. And, the government can pay someone to dig a ditch and pay someone else to fill it. The government can print, to an extent, GDP. But then when you look at GDI, which is gross domestic income, and Jeff Snyder did a cool video where he was explaining the differences and why you see a divergence between GDI and GDP. Because when you look at GDI, it matches jobs data. It more matches price, like consumer price data. And it basically matches all the actual data that we see. And GDP tends to go in the other direction. And they looked at some other recessions, and always in these recessions, in the beginning of them, you'll see GDP going up while GDI goes down, and then it just falls off a cliff. So, like even in the last bit of data that the FOMC uses, it's not even lying enough to change the course of what's coming now. So now it's probably a slow grind or a race to zero. Anyway, but I'm sure that everybody was just really thinking about the FOMC in the Bitcoin market. I'm sure that's
every little dude who's doing 100x, he's like, okay, I'm gonna do this 100x, but
yeah,
we got that FOMC coming up.
Yes, be careful with with non-farm payrolls. That's every other week, dude. God. So anyway, but I guess these guys have to give an excuse for something. What I liked was just that there's 2.39 million Bitcoin left on exchanges. And when Bitcoin starts picking up the pace again, and these things start getting sopped up. And the other thing too is that the data is showing, Kitty, get off of there. The data is showing that a lot of people are taking Bitcoin off of exchanges, putting them on private wallets. So that's kind of basically, that's I think that's the most important bit of it. Anyway, for those of you who were waiting up for the Fed's chatter, jobless claims. I like that, jobless. I'm employment insecure. Motherfucker, you ain't got a job. You broke. You homeless. No. I'm housing insecure. You money insecure. No. I'm balance sheet sensitive. Oh, So you could say all these things and never say, and you could, man, it's like how people do resumes. It's the opposite of resumes. Matter of fact, that'd be good. That'd be a funny resume, wouldn't it? For like a resume for a homeless person.
Yeah.
Currently dealing with balance sheet sensitivity while my job insecurity and food inadequacy is, and those would be all your bullet points. Where'd you study? The streets. Anyway, there were some BTC outflows. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, we could talk about that if you want. The ETFs and stuff. This was Grayscale. I mean, we talked about this, I think, last week too. Grayscale had its second outflow day. Ethereum not doing so well. Actually, let me pull the chart up here. All the pages up. Switch that, add that, boom, boom. Okay, so outflows, we've had now 4 outflow days in a row over a Bitcoin. Ethereum, if we pop over to there, oh my gosh. So most of the last, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Out of the last 11 sessions, we had 1 positive inflow day. And that's just because Fidelity did pretty decent compared to everything else. But everything else has been kind of an outflow on Ethereum, which is kind of lackluster. But Ethereum's doing pretty well today compared to everything else. And we're going to talk about that too in a second. But the Bitcoin has just been kind of languishing. This is the summer, I guess. I don't know. I know, Nick, you don't believe in the summer doldrums that much, but man, summer everything goes away.
I think it's more macro than summer specific. I think we're in a macro downturn and there's some unresolved overhang.
Well, here's the thing. I did some technical analysis over the weekend because fundamentals don't mean anything to me. The only thing that matters really to me is
triangles.
Now, here's my chart. So I've kind of gone over this. And if you look right here at this line, I mean, honestly, this is a telltale sign.
It's pretty obvious where the price is going.
Yeah, right here, you'll see that little bounce up against that moving average. And then that bottom indicator just says to me, game over, right? So that's where I think this
I don't know how you look at that and don't pour everything you have and everything that your relatives have into that 100x trade, because it's pretty obvious.
No, I mean, obviously, but that's the way I read it. Also, you noticed on-chain volume over Solana hit an all-time low. Apparently as the meme coin crowd kind of runs another direction, things have dwindled down. You saw Pump.Fun hit $100 million in revenue. This is from January. So Pump.Fun, if you don't know, they're the place where it's like an aggregator type site where people can go launch these crappy meme coins over on Solana. It had a huge craze, and then everybody's like, oh, everybody's using Solana. Turns out everybody was using Solana only for meme coins. Now that they've pumped and dumped, nobody's using Solana much anymore. They launched 1.1 million coins since January. So we had 1.1 million tokens launched over there since January, and they sucked $100 million out of the ecosystem. That $100 million went to Pump.Fun and basically people that either created coins. It didn't go back to the people buying coins or anything like that. So since this whole thing, since all the meme coins have died off, Solana's on-chain volume hits new all-time low, lower than it's been since Solana was even at $12. So that's pretty bad for Solana. The other thing that I did see, and we can talk about this a little bit. We talked about this last month, and now we have August's numbers in, and this is September's numbers. But September typically is a pretty bad month. And this is the same thing like a coin flip. You flip a coin 50 times in a row, and it ends up heads 50 times in a row, right? It's still kind of a 50-50 chance, actually 51-49 chance that it ends up, whatever. So even though September has been notoriously bad, let's see, out of the last, all the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 Septembers, only 3 of them have been a good September. And it's a pretty, even the mean, let's see, the median's even down 4.35%. But I think this September could be green, and I can explain why. I think things are going to be shifted up just a little bit this year because I think we've been languishing so long in this coil spring phase, but who knows? October, though, if you look at October, typically October has been a fatty month, a really good month. 22% on average green, 22.7%. And November, 8 point. If we did look at the median, you gotta throw out this average of 46.81% average, because they had in 2013 a 449% month, and we kind of got to throw that out. So if you look at the median, even November's been up most of the time, 8.81% average in November, which is pretty big. But October could be a pretty good month given past indicators. And I think not just because of the past indicators, but because of everything else happening in the macro, kind of like Nick said. We got a lot of things that we're leading up to get up there. Anyway.
How do we get Diana to log back in, man?
I sent a message, but can't. Where did you send a message, for example? Let's look. Let me check all my sources.
Oh,
but
snap.
yeah, we'll get sources.
Hey, you want to see something? You want to see something cool, Brandon? Brandon, you want to see something cool?
Yes.
Do you guys want to see something cool since it's holiday?
This better be cool.
Let me see if it's. Let me get it on my desktop. No, it's not that. It's on the desktop. I have the video. Okay, I have the video. How do I share it? How do I share it? Hold on. Present.
I wonder where Diane sent a message. Let me see. I don't have an email. Let's see. Where else would there be?
Well, crap. I don't know how to get it to come up.
What are you trying to share there?
I have a video of a video. Do I have to save it as a? It's in the MOV file. It's in. Oh, it's in downloads. Let me put it on desktop. Okay. Now I should be able to do it. So this little sucker. This little sucker.
Diane.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, let's see. I'll fix that. Fix that. I didn't see a message anywhere from Diane, but I see what happened, and I'll fix it.
Okay, you guys ready for some cool stuff? It's okay.
All right, Dan.
Hi, Bubba. Hi. You see it? Hi. Hi. Hey, buddy. You see that sucker?
Yes.
That's an actual like lynx, like a not someone's pet lynx. That's a wild lynx. That is a wild lynx. I'll show you again.
No way.
Yeah. Hi, Bubba. Hi. And it's not small. If you think that's small, that's about the size of like a small Labrador.
Huh.
Hi.
Jeez.
Hey, buddy. Isn't that cool? So that's Lynxy.
That's crazy. Jeez. Wait, where was that?
It is in the wild. So they came down from the forest behind my place. Up here behind me. I think they live in there. Because there's an older one that Parks and Recreation, they have they've tagged it. One of them's been tagged, and that one has not been tagged. Cray. Anyway, so that was just a little diversion. A little diversion from reality. Okay. Got too loud. Should we get over and look at markets, and you can work that kind of stuff out? Kind of cool. Yeah, let him in. I don't know about letting him in yet. Loki still needs to get to full size before something like that. But yeah, there's two. I know for sure there's two of these links, because one of them, the one that's got tags, I've seen him near the house. He had a big old mouse in his mouth. And then yesterday, I saw a mouse down here, a mouse like this. I think I have that video too. There was this big old mouse, and I was like, why are you hiding down by the pool? Like, that doesn't make sense. Mice don't like to hang out by pools.
Right.
I'll show you. This sucker was huge. Since we're just doing show and tell Monday. Let's see.
What was that? Siri? Oh.
Okay, let's see if I can do it. Okay, let's see. I got to save it though I've got to take it to desktop. Then, okay. This is great. I'm learning how to do this. I'm learning how to do it. So let me take this one off of stage, and let me add this one. This is so good. This is like a live show. So what looks weird in this picture? Oh, wait. Hold on.
It's not sharing. Not sharing.
Damn it. Hold on.
So what looks weird in this picture?
There we go.
Look at this sucker.
Big old fat mouse.
Oh, that's a field mouse.
What's up, fat mouse? Or a rat? That's a mouse.
Fat mouse. And I was like, why is he not wanting to go around? 5 minutes later is when I saw the links. And I was like, oh. So this dude's in here chilling. And that's why. And so then the other cat, he picks up on the mouse.
Yes.
So he's on the inside. Well, she's on the inside. Let's see if I can get that one. You guys are like, I don't give a crap about a damn mouse. Oh, no, you do. Okay, so. Oh, you do. So wait, let me get rid of this one. Gone. Live TV, folks. Live TV. Oh, well, this is weird. Anyway. Let's see if I can do it. Last thing, and then we'll get back to crypto, getting our money evacuated on crypto. Nope. Open.
Now Voodoo sees House Mouse.
House Mouse.
This is why I'm not going to let him out.
So I had to keep the cats inside, and then on the fence line, I see the links. I'm like, that's why House Mouse is hanging out near the pool.
There's a good chance that House Mouse is hiding from the links.
But you didn't want to let your cats out to have fun?
No, they would just go after House Mouse. No, House Mouse, man. I choose life.
Oh, okay.
Look, he looks like he's had a rough day.
Yeah.
He's just, you know what? You know what's concerning him is jobs numbers. And
and the FOMC, right?
Yep.
Probably thinking about the Fed meetings coming up here.
Yeah, and so with all that kind of stress going on, you can't be expected to.
I see.
To
I knew it.
To just go play.
I knew it. Okay, that makes sense now. That makes sense. Well, I get that. So now we're on the same page.
Okay. Why don't we shoot on over to take a closer look at markets?
Yes.
Let me get my special markets banner. So to me, none of this is as important as this is. Total market cap to me of the entire crypto space kind of tells me what's going on. Now, you would say, okay, cool. But how easily could that be affected? If you have a low liquid exchange like a Bitrue or these days KuCoin, and people dump Bitcoin, and Bitcoin goes down $3,000, which could happen if a low liquidity exchange gets nuked and all the other exchanges panic, right? So 10 people could cause that. And if Bitcoin goes down $3,000, the adjustment in the market cap is pretty significant because it's the biggest by far. It's more than half, right? So it's half or better usually is Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin gets pummeled, even on a low liquidity exchange, and that activity propagates out to other exchanges, everybody goes, oh my God, the market's collapsing. Again, it can be 5 guys on an illiquid exchange. And that still shows you that the inefficiencies of the crypto space and how early. And so when you hear regulators and stuff like, oh, it's inefficient, it's illiquid and all that, they're not completely wrong. I mean, these things are still quite illiquid.
Quite new as well. Yeah, they're like baby space.
Yeah.
Such a small market cap.
Brandon, look up, if you will, the market cap of gold right now, especially since we're near all-time highs in gold.
Okay. Market cap of gold.
It's going to be
easy. 16.98. So 17 trillion, right?
17 trillion. So anybody want to do some napkin math? We're at 2 trillion. 2.1, call it.
And that's all of crypto.
That's the entire crypto space.
That even includes Solana.
even Solana. So we're at a minimum an 8x away. So if you believe that the crypto space and all of digital finance will at least catch the oldest, sloppiest, slowest asset on the planet, then you know that you have an 8x. And that 8x probably is loaded in the top 12 to 15 assets. And then to some extent, the high flying, stupid, low kind of, low market cap ones, but mostly in the bigger assets. So if you know that there's an 8x, if you contend that there's an 8x likely in just catching up to gold, which I do, then you know that you have at a minimum on your portfolio, if you're just not stupid, you probably have about a 5 to 8x. So I think that is a reasonable speculation. I think a 5 to 8x is a reasonable speculation if you're taking programmed exits and actually taking money off the table, not just watching it go up and down until 2026. We're back in a bear market and all this kind of crap. But I think if as we go through this next more bullish phase, and I think we'll go well past 3 trillion. Probably, I think we could probably go to 10 trillion easy, and we may go and approach gold because these things also swell very quickly. And so you have the printing machine that is Tether, and they will keep printing because they are allowed to now, apparently. It doesn't matter. Gloves are off. So in the same way that governments print GDP, I think that stablecoin issuers will print a bull market. And that is a big ass squirrel. He's so loud. That squirrel's going to find himself being lunch for Lynxie.
Uh-oh. Lynxie going to come back. That's why Lynxie likes living right there, because
yeah,
got a little tree area.
Yeah.
It's got some squirrels, a little bit of field mice.
And she hangs out. I think it's a she. She hangs out by the cars. Like last night we went out. Lynxie was just sitting there like up 5 feet from the cars up on the little fence, just like staring at us. And she didn't run off. It was kind of cool. She wasn't I wouldn't want to approach her. But anyway, long story short, I think there's a 5 to 8x in this market. And since that's going to be more or less in bigger assets, I think if you don't do a 5x on your portfolio over the next year, because I believe in that time, probably in the next 3 to 4 months is when we're going to go into the full throttle.
Yep.
Then I think you've probably let yourself down.
So the positioning yourself to do a 5x over the next year, right?
Yeah,
that's where we're at.
I think there's a 5x in the next year on most everybody's portfolio. Now, I don't know what everybody's portfolio is. And obviously, not all assets are going to go up, and some are going to be astronomical, and other ones are not going to, do what you thought or what you hoped. Like, I don't think in the next year Ethereum's at 10,000.
It would have to be at 12,500, right?
Right. But I think that it certainly is possible. In my mind, that's not rational. I think 4 to 7K is very rational. I think that's a rational, because Fidelity and BlackRock and all these guys that don't go into business to lose money, they didn't do all of this work. Think of all the work and all the fight and all the legal and all of the effort they put into this Bitcoin and this Ethereum ETF. If you guys think that they did that to get a 2-month run in Bitcoin and call it a day. I was eating with a friend of mine last night who's a hedge fund guy. And he's like, and this is with all people that stay tuned to the crypto space kind of on the weekends, weekend warriors, no offense. I mean, he's a regular markets guy, so he doesn't have time to just be digging into crypto. And he's like, what happened with Ethereum? And with the contention being that it's over. Like, what happened? We missed it. And he's like, did you look, the Bitcoin to Ethereum ratio? I'm like, well, the story's a little bit more there. There's more to it than that. Just looking at that ratio, but Wall Streeters, they like to reduce everything to the. This is why technical analysis suits them so well, because they can reduce all of these things that would equal research down to a triangle, and they can go, oh, it's got to go up, or it's got to go down because triangle. There's no shortcut and there's no guarantee. So doing the research doesn't guarantee you'll win, and doing the shortcut almost guarantees that you'll lose, meaning reducing all of this data and all of this research and fundamentals to just a triangle or a squiggly is not sufficient. It's great for looking at the past and helping you draw conclusions. But these guys that continually reduce big discussions, it's like someone's like, tell me real quick, Brandon, just from the Big Bang until now, start at helium, right before helium and hydrogen started coalescing and then creating lithium, beryllium. Just go from there until now, and just go ahead and throw in evolution real quick. That's what they're asking when someone's like, what happened to Ethereum? Well, if you have 13.7 billion years, we can start talking about it.
Of nothing. Basically nothing.
Yeah,
Evolution happens the last 4 seconds, right?
Yeah, so, but it's a big story, right? It's not like, there's not like a one-word answer. And so Be careful. This is something I've been thinking about a lot, is that humans, we like to reduce information to little bitty bits that we can consume. But there is a point where you've reduced too much. Your reduction is too reductive. Your deductive reasoning. If you reduce things too much, you don't even know why you got there. So be careful that you're not reducing things so much that you didn't learn what the broad strokes, what the main emphasis was. Like if you reduce MetaMask to just digital wallet, you don't know enough about using MetaMask to use it. So don't oversimplify these things so much that you start to not even know what they do or what they mean, because that's a kind of, you're handicapping yourself. You're always going to have to do the research. There's no cheat code. There just isn't, unless you have someone else manage your money. And guess what? The cheat code is their cheat code. They gonna cheat you. Like it is what it is. These dudes always, there's a few incorruptible hedge fund managers. Most of them are just scumbags. And we already went through the kind of hedge fund math and all this, but there's just an amount of effort. And like my hedge fund buddy, there's an amount of effort that you have to put in. And it's pretty clear that he's not willing to do that last bit. And the money's made in that last bit. And that's why most people will just kind of flounder in their investments. And then a few people will excel. And then everybody's like, oh God, man, you're so lucky. Brandon, how many has your family started telling you how lucky you were yet?
No, because I don't tell them anything. Like my family doesn't know that I own $4 worth of crypto. Basically. That's where we're at. I'm not lucky.
Price. Yeah. Let's see. It's you still have AGIX tried to move to fetch. It looked like it went, but nothing happened. Still there.
I'm guessing you just set the approval, Diana.
Yeah, it's two transactions. Do we need to do another video?
Well, there was a question. Did you see that question like 2 minutes after? I think they were messing with this. How do you convert Ocean? It was like after we went through the whole thing. Yeah. I think they were messing. Hey, you can share your wallet, Diana. I'll look at it right now in the chat.
Okay, so repo. I love repo stuff. See, Kirill and I, we're macro nerds, is what it is. That's what I think. I think Kirill and I are macro nerds, and then we occasionally drag everyone else over the coals of the macro coals on the Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah.
Is Bespoke Repo a similar product that helped crash the housing market? No. Okay. The housing market was a symptom of greater The easiest way to say it is don't think of the 2007 and 8 as a financial crisis. Think of it as a liquidity crisis. Think of it as a monetary crisis. If you put things back in terms of liquidity, they start to make a lot more sense. And what happened in the housing market was a combination of laziness, sloppiness, and kind of fraud on the part of just the whole real estate, just the industry as a whole. But, and that's giving loans, to people. And again, the housing market didn't crash the world. The housing market crashed because the world had a liquidity crisis. So that instability reverberated into the weakest markets they broke first, right? Like if you have a heart attack and then you start having systemic organ failure, those organs were already messed up. It's just that the heart attack being the strongest point, when it broke, everything broke. And so that's kind of what happened. When you had this huge cash liquidity crunch crisis in late 2000, August 2007, leading in 2008, that came on the back of years and years of very sketchy behavior, and a lot of sketchy behavior in the housing market, a lot of sketchy gambling among funds, pension funds, hedge funds, money managers all over, trying to take illiquid products and turn them into liquidity and get leverage on those products. So you had a lot of derivative and synthetic assets, which are funny money assets. And so they would take anything and try to monetize it and borrow against it and go pledge it into repo. Now, bespoke repo is a kind of repo transaction. That's like saying there's fraudulent credit cards, but you don't blame credit card transactions. Does that make sense? People can steal a credit card and pull credit card fraud, but credit card transactions are like the transactions themselves. Bespoke repo is a kind of repo. And we can do a whole repo show. Maybe that's a good show. We could do that for tomorrow. We could talk repo. But you have 2-party repo, 3-party repo, and typically in the more bespoke products, you'll have someone sitting in the middle, kind of managing the repo transaction. And repo is kind of a whole thing. So we'll probably, that's a good subject for tomorrow. We'll talk repo tomorrow. But essentially, repo is a kind, bespoke repo is a kind of repurchase agreement transaction in the repurchase market. And that's what repo stands for. It's repurchase market. Although the repurchase part, technically it's a sale and then a purchase. It's a repurchase. Now it's pledging into repo. There's not really, and a lot of those deals are kind of murky and not always like professionally transacted. And the same piece of collateral can be pledged to Bob. Bob pledges it to Alice. Alice pledges it to Charlie. The same piece of collateral can be holding up 8 to 10 other transactions. So if there is an unwind in the repo market, you can get a very bad outcome if anybody along the way has put up crap collateral on the other side. And the attempt to turn crap into collateral is pretty much what led to 2007 and 2008. So it was a cash and money crisis, not a financial crisis. And then the weakest markets got nuked. I know that's a long answer for a cut, but yeah, bespoke repo is a kind of transaction. It's not the fraud or the bad behavior or the over or under or repledging or taking spam and collateralizing it type behavior that led to all of that happening. All right. Woo! Nailed it. Let's see. Giving $25K to people who can't pay their mortgages is the same, or am I wrong? No, bailing out people on the other side is putting a Band-Aid on a problem. It's a problem that already exists. Giving people a loan that you know they can never pay back is different than bailing out people that might have been able to pay back a mortgage but have fallen into some situation. I mean, situations happen. People lose their jobs and their house, their roof collapses, or like stuff happens in people's lives where on the tail end of it, it might make sense to go help people out. It doesn't mean that they were all, balance sheet sensitive, house payment insecure, job insecure, right? They could have started off with good intentions. I mean, everybody here has probably at some point gotten into some kind of debt that they didn't intend. It just happened. It doesn't mean you entered into it fraudulently. So yeah, I don't think. Now, is it a form of, it is a form of stimulus? It is a form of stimulus. What would you think, Brandon? You kind of agree that bailing people out on the back end is a kind of stimulus?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Because money, it's money they're not going to have.
So they're just going to print it, so it's a stimulus.
Yeah. And default swaps is not, so default swaps is essentially buying insurance on things you think are going to fail. It's a way to profit when other people get nuked. When you see that people have done super stupid stuff, you can buy default swaps against that. You can, if you can find a market for it, like Goldman Sachs would make a market in any, you could go to them with any proposition. And if you had enough money, and I think it's like probably $100 million or whatever as their minimum entry point, you could get default swaps on anything. You could bet on Ireland to fail. I know that Kyle Bass, I know he lost a lot of money on it, but he was betting on Japan to fail for years. And he was buying CDSs, credit default swaps, against Japan. And that's ballsy. If you're like, I think that this whole country is gonna melt. Like, man, that's some big cojones. Anyway, that money he squandered all that. That's all gone. But yeah, he was buying CDSs against. And I know that a lot of people, they'll try to, but that's all priced in, right? So like, Argentina's banking system basically blows up about every 6 years, enough to where you can factor it into their government debt. Like their bonds, like price in a complete insolvency event about every 6 to 8 years. So you can buy defaults. There's a market for default swaps anywhere, but there's nothing wrong. That's like shorting. It's another kind of way of shorting companies. It's insurance against default. So that's not a bad product. Default swaps, and those things are healthy too. Like, people need to be punished when people are being overzealous and money's only going in one direction, because then you get a lot of bad behavior. And as you get that bad and malicious and sketchy behavior, people need to get beat up. They need to get punished out of the markets forever. They need to get nuked out of business. Bad businesses need to go away. So, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, the macro is important, man. Okay, Jason Poole, aha. That's okay, all right, aha. Would the world have gone on as is if the banks were not bailed out, meaning only the 1% benefited from the bailout and banking credit would not have affected the middle class? Let's see. Would the world have gone? No, there would have. So I think the world would have been, in the near term, I mean, there's no way to know. Those bailouts, they helped a lot of rich people. They helped a lot of bankers who are some of them rich, most of them stupid. They helped a lot of people that have been cheating and scamming and kind of like, what is it when you barely cheat? What is the word for barely cheating, Brandon?
I don't know. Gray line. I don't.
That was a whole banking is just a gray, murky, kind of sketchy industry where you just create these products out of thin air, these ephemeral, bullshitty things, and just make money out of thin air. The problem is that at some point the balloon, they've been doing that for so many years that I think banking would have been a lot different if a lot of those big banks had failed. Because guess what? There's no shortage of banks. And if those banks had failed, they're smaller banks. There was at one time 8,000, 8,500 banks. So if 16 of them or 20 or 1,000 or 4,000 of them fail, there's still another 4,500 banks. So it probably would have been it was not a medicine that anyone wanted to take. It wouldn't have been worldwide collapse because the Great Depression didn't have a massive bailout. and somehow the world got through it. In the 1930s, there were 2 giant collapses, early 30s, late 30s, going into the 40s. If you want to say there's really a third one, somehow the world got through it without some massive banking bail, without some giant bailout. So I don't know, man. I think they give us these counterfactual arguments that these guys like Bernanke and stuff, it would have been worse. Well, how do we know? Because I don't know that anything was learned. Yeah. Anyway, it's kind of a good thought question, but I don't know if there's a way to answer it. I think it would have been healthier if they had let everything crash and waited a week or 2 weeks instead of going in and trying to do stuff before, like while the guy was still juggling. Like, let him drop some balls first before you start going and grabbing shit out of the air. But we don't do that. You know, we start bailing out rich people as quick as possible. That's why we got to get rich, you guys. Don't you understand? This is why we got to get rich.
That's why.
That's why we wouldn't be on the bailout list, man.
Yes. That's why. We want to be on the list.
Let's see. Are there any other cool questions we can tackle? It's like when the Fed prints. Oh, Howard, why do you try to stir me? You know what? I'm not going for it, Howard. I'm not taking that jab. I'm not going to go off on the Fed doesn't print rant. I'm not doing it. Nice try, buddy. It's a holiday, and I'm feeling too good with my coconut coffee.
We forgot. Dude, you missed the biggest news of the weekend, buddy. Did you know this? That you missed it?
What?
You missed it. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Come
did
on.
you hear what he did?
Come on.
Did you read some of his statements about what this guy? He's like, this is the biggest moment. This is gonna. Well, he basically bagged on Bitcoin. This is bigger than Bitcoin. This is bigger, Charles. This is only slightly bigger than your ego.
Well, that's pretty big then. That's pretty big. So
I was gonna go on Twitter and say, and on this day, nothing of consequence occurred. You remember? You know what that's from?
What is it?
On this day, nothing of consequence occurred.
Oh, I've heard this.
That was the diary entry from the King of England when the U.S. basically declared its separation from Britain.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
In his diary, on this day, nothing of consequence occurred.
Yeah.
Like, Charles, shut up, dude. No one, I'm not going to say no one, mostly no one cares about the Chang hard fork. And
even the Cardano community hardly cared.
No one cares, man. The token went down.
Oh, it got wankered.
The token is down on the big Chang news, 11%. And I know a token alone is not the measure of the success of a project. But, I mean, at some point, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's rough. That's what they were looking forward to for a couple years now.
You didn't fail, Howard. It's just that we're Johnny on the spot today, buddy, because of caffeine, because of cafetito.
Cafetito.
Yeah, what the banks learn reinforce bad behavior. We can do anything. Yeah, I think that's the main lesson. But that's fine. We know that. This is another thing. This is okay. This is what I want people to take away into this holiday. Because you're going to be driving around today. You're going to go get your brunch. You're going to go do your stuff. You're going to go have your dinner. You're going to go to your little parties, whatever. And you're going to see stupid people. You're going to see a bunch of stupid people. People cutting you off in traffic. People doing their makeup. And while they're looking in their little mirror thing, while they're texting, while they're swerving in and out of lanes. Because they don't know what the truck's going on. And if you honk, you're getting flipped off by the finger that doesn't have a lipstick thing in it. Or maybe with the lipstick. Hard to say. Every dumb person you say, don't get mad. Every dumb person you see, don't get mad. What you do is you get happy. Because if there weren't dumb people, there wouldn't be this opportunity. Every dumb person is opportunity. Joseph, you son of a bitch. You're not going to succeed where Howard failed. Nice try. You guys are throwing all the weapons at me. I noticed the picture, Howard, but I'm not biting. I'm not eating from the poisoned fruit, buddy. You can't get a rant out of me today. Be thankful for stupid people. Be thankful for idiots. Be thankful for even people that are smart but lazy. Like my buddy, the hedge fund guy, smart guy, not willing to do the work. Be thankful, because those people, that's who we are up against. And if we just make common sense, relatively game theoretical, strategic decisions, and we pay attention to our cognitive biases, then we will, on the aggregate, make better decisions over and over and over. And we will just leave our peers because they're not willing to do the work. And then we're lucky. Stupid people are why most of us are successful. Like, I don't know, Brandon, you might be a genius, but I'm certainly not.
Yeah, right.
But
I'm not.
I'm willing to do a little bit more than everybody than everybody around me. And if you're just willing to do a little bit more than everyone around you, you win. That's it. And you win a lot. So yes, be thankful for the fat kids, because when the bear comes, you don't have to outrun the bear. You just have to outrun the fat kids. And they're all fat, porky some bitches, including Kitty, who's on his 4th can of food this morning. It's going to be big. Anyway, stay frosty. Be happy that people are stupid. Stupid people are why most of us are going to be quite successful. Many of you probably already are successful because of stupid people. So celebrate them. Brandon, celebrate stupid people.
You got it. No, I always do. I
mean, stupid people had a damn carnival at your house the other day.
Yeah, that's right. Man.
Hey, whatever happened? Did you ever get paid back for that?
Yeah, we got a little bit of refund for that. They had to pay a little extra, fines, penalties, that kind of stuff.
All right.
Something. It's something.
All right.
Oh, go and join the links.
Yep. I'll be with Linksy. Stay in school. Don't do drugs. Don't do anything my poor and solvent drunk, struggling on meth grandmother or Brandon wouldn't do. And he show off the shirt again. It's a badass shirt.
Yeah, sleeves are for winter. There you go. That's right.
Sleeves are for Steve's. All right.
Oh my gosh.
You know what's Thursday? You know what's coming Thursday?
Thirsty Thursday. Wait,
no,
what?
Hollywood Horror Nights.
Oh, geez.
It's the opening. What do you mean? Oh, geez.
What is that?
Hollywood Horror Nights at Universal.
Oh wait, that's when you go to the Universal Studios. You walk around. They have it all different. That's right.
Oh shit. Anyway,
so early.
Yeah. Nick's house makes me feel homeless. Come on, this isn't my house. That's just a background.
That's what's a green screen, right?
It's a green screen. All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll talk about repo tomorrow. Maybe even repo.
Yay, People's Repo.
The People's Repo.